Look closely at your neighborhood. Row after row, house after house, an endless grid of perfectly trimmed, bright green patches. We spend tens of billions of dollars and countless hours every year maintaining these specific squares of grass. It is a tradition so deeply ingrained in the American identity that we rarely stop to ask why we are pouring our time, wealth, and health into a crop that serves no practical purpose. Welcome to Neuramyth. Today, we are investigating the hidden cost of the American lawn. Turf grass is currently the single largest irrigated crop in the United States. It yields zero food, supports almost no native wildlife, and requires constant toxic chemicals. We have constructed a manufactured meadow that consumes trillions of gallons of fresh drinking water annually for a strictly aesthetic return. This obsession began in the late Middle Ages as a military tactic. Lords cleared the trees around their castles to provide soldiers with a clear line of sight to approaching enemies. By the 17th century, landscape architect André Lanotte took this utilitarian clearing and transformed it into the tapis vert, the green carpet, at the Palace of Versailles. In an era where land was vital for food production, keeping massive tracts of soil intentionally empty was a public declaration of wealth. It signaled that the owner was rich enough to keep land unproductive and could afford to pay an army of peasants to cut the grass by hand using manual scythes. In the 19th century, landscape architects Andrew Jackson Downing and Frank J. Scott imported this elitist aesthetic to the United States. They rebranded the lawn for smaller suburban lots, preaching that an open, green yard was a sign of prosperity and a civic duty for every homeowner. The modern suburban yard is essentially a repurposed status symbol of the European aristocracy, entirely divorced from its original military and economic context. Following World War II, companies like Scott's and the American Garden Club launched marketing campaigns linking the perfect lawn to the American dream. They successfully manipulated public perception to make synthetic fertilizer and weed killers appear as essential tools for any responsible citizen. This chart shows the financial scale of that shift. The U.S. landscaping services market reached $159 billion in 2024 and is projected to hit $184 billion by 2025. To maintain this market, we've developed the Homeowner Association, or HOA. These organizations focus on bad neighbor syndrome, the idea that one unkempt yard will depress the home values of an entire block. HOAs hold the legal authority to enforce these aesthetic standards through fines and litigation. In Florida, a mother named Irina Green was arrested and spent 7 days in a county jail after her HOA pursued her over brown grass. Others have faced even more severe penalties. Jeffrey DeMarco lost his entire home to foreclosure because he chose to plant 10,000 roses instead of maintaining a standard grass lawn. Through corporate marketing and neighborhood surveillance, the front yard has been transformed into a legally mandated multi-billion-dollar subscription. Maintaining this look requires roughly 70 to 90 million pounds of toxic synthetic fertilizers every year. When it rains, these chemicals wash into watersheds, creating oxygen-depleted dead zones in our oceans, including a massive dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. The sheer scale of this crop is difficult to visualize. Fact 1. Turfgrass covers more surface area than corn, wheat, and fruit trees combined, occupying an area roughly the size of the state of Wisconsin. Fact 2. Every year, Americans spill 17 million gallons of gasoline just trying to refill their lawn equipment. To put that in context, we spill more oil in our backyards annually than the total amount lost during the Exxon Valdez disaster. Fact 3. This graphic shows the emission comparison for lawn care. Operating a standard gas-powered lawnmower for just 1 hour produces the same amount of smog-forming air pollution as driving 11 new cars for an hour. Fact 4. The most common herbicide used in modern lawn products, known as 2,4-D, was originally researched as a chemical warfare agent during World War II and was a key component of Agent Orange. Fact 5. These chemicals present a direct risk to our families. Children living in homes with pesticide-treated lawns have been found to have a 7 times greater risk of developing childhood leukemia. Fact 6. This pie chart shows our summer water priorities. Despite global shortages, aesthetic grass consumes 50 to 75% of all residential drinking water in many regions during the summer. The evidence shows that the pursuit of this specific suburban aesthetic comes at a direct and measurable cost to our ecosystems and our public health. There is an alternative. We can replace these thirsty monocultures with vibrant, wild native landscapes that support local pollinators and require no chemical inputs. Take a look at your own front yard. Is it time to reconsider this centuries-old tradition? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you found this investigation helpful, please like the video and subscribe to Neuramyth. Share this with your neighbors and let us know which topic we should cover next. Reclaiming our environment starts with the ground right outside our front doors.